Leah and Cerice here, the hosts of Soul Soothing Podcast, where we explore the calm, intelligent side of ambition, helping women and business owners settle their minds, simplify their lives, systematize their businesses, build their support, and scale their income with integrity.
We are joined today by Chad from Rise 25, who has done thousands of interviews with successful entrepreneurs and CEOs. And we have flipped the script a little bit, and he's going to be interviewing us. This episode is brought to you by Soul Soothing Co., where we help women founders build AI-enhanced systems and self-managing teams that restore spaciousness, flow, and creative freedom. So for everyone listening, if you are tired of being a woman entrepreneur who has built a business that works, but feels like that business is running you instead of you running it, visit us at soulsoothingco.com to book a quick chat or email us at hello@soulsoothingco.com.
Hey, thanks so much for having me today, Cerice and Leah. How are you guys?
Doing great. How about you?
Great, thanks. Hey, I'm looking forward to talking to you today a little bit about why systems and AI matter for women founders. You both work with women founders who've already built successful businesses, yet still feel like everything depends on them. So let's start there. Many women founders reach a point where success starts to feel heavy, kind of, instead of freeing. Why do you think that happens?
I'll take that one. So basically, women are juggling, and we talked about this in our previous episode too, juggling so many things, from home life, family life, depending on what stage of life they're in, either building their business and building their family if they're choosing to do so, or, in the middle of all of it, have a successful business, have the family, have the parents that need help and support, the personal life, all of that. Or even if they're later in legacy building years, one of the biggest things that we have found is that even with larger companies, so many things live in the founder's head, and it takes time and it takes a certain type of brain to want to sit down and develop processes and systems. And I'm one of those brains. Never realized it until kind of later in life. I always thought that was all boring and awful. But really taking the time to do that is absolutely incredibly freeing and gives you so much space and creativity and time back so that you don't have to think about one more thing.
So Leah, as you heard Cerice just mentioned, kind of living in the founder's head. What do you think is the real cost of running a business where everything lives in the founder's head?
Yeah, one of the things that we always kind of talk about and refer back to is, especially when you have a team, if everything is living in the founder's head, your mission, your values, the reason, your big why, and then the founder relays that to maybe the COO or the CMO, and then that person takes it to their managers below them, and that person then relays it to the team who's actually executing. It's like a game of telephone. It starts out from the founder, like really clearly stated, maybe sometimes not even, and then it just gets diluted as it gets handed down throughout the team. And it's not their fault. They don't live in your brain. They don't know. And so then by the time that things are getting executed on, the mission is lost, the values are lost, the actual message that we want to put out into the world about our business gets really diluted, sometimes even changed, to the point where you don't even recognize it anymore. So that's one of the big ones, is when you have a team, having them understand the why of what you do, not only for content and producing deliverables and everything, but also for their own motivation and their own benefit of feeling like they're contributing to a purpose-driven business, or contributing to building something that's really meaningful. And that just gives so much more motivation to anybody who's working for you to really, have a reason to enjoy their work and enjoy what they do.
Hey, Cerice, can you give me an example of I'm sure everybody knows, people have heard systems and systems thinking and things like that. Can you give me an example of like a system, like building a system, and how that might be beneficial?
So, yeah, one of the simplest examples that I can give, and it's actually funny because we have a range of different types of clients. A large group of them are in the horse industry, In my past career as a professional horse trainer, I traveled 50% of my time, 3 weeks on at home, 3 weeks away at my main client's farm, in another state. And I was running a business and a household in North Carolina, traveling to Pennsylvania, being gone. And I never thought of myself as a systems person up until my life required it, or not even my life, my sanity required it, right? And it can be as simple as just time blocking and making sure that you run your life by your calendar. So if you're going to have free time, you put that on your calendar so that it's uninterrupted free time. It is essentially sacred to you. But you also have time blocked out for, say, deep focus work, or, knowing exactly when you're traveling. And just with that one simple, tiny little system of putting everything on a calendar, it frees up so much bandwidth and relieves so much decision fatigue that, we all experience on a regular basis. And it feels like, you're being run by your calendar, but it's actually a support system that gives you the freedom to say, you know what? I have time blocked for me today. I'm going to say no to that thing. And here's the fun thing is you don't actually have to say it's your time. Use your middle name. Say, you know what? I have time blocked for Nicole today. Sorry, Leah, took your middle
That's
name.
okay.
I have time blocked for Nicole today. And I'm sorry, I can't do that right now. Nobody needs to know it's time blocked for you if you feel bad about saying no, but it's there and it's your time to do what you want.
So it frees up your time. Does it also free up anything else, maybe a cognitive or emotional load?
100%. So time blocking is just one example, but say, for example, you have documented systems for how you handle customer service. So if you have a customer that is disappointed by something, you have a process for how to handle it. If you're handing it off to a team member, they can just follow the process as it's mapped out, but also it stops you from handling situations like that from a reactionary state. If you have your policies mapped out, you can very simply say, you know what, we have this policy in place. I don't have to reinvent the wheel for each person. And typically you make sure your policies are publicly available to your clients. So you can say, you know what, when we signed up to work together, this was in the policy document. This is how we handle that. You agreed to it by signing your contract with me. And it allows you to present yourself from a place of calm. You don't have to think about it again. It's one and done and there. And it's an invaluable resource, both for yourself and for your team to refer back to.
I know you guys you've talked about kind of systems as a form of self-leadership. Leah, can you expand a little bit more on that idea?
Yeah, and one thing I want to touch on that Cerice mentioned but kind of moved on from is the decision fatigue and how much decision fatigue founders and leaders have because they feel like the whole thing rests on their shoulders. And so you have to make every choice, and every choice that you make is going to affect not only you, not only the business, your team, your customers, it just feels really heavy. And so using systems, standard operating procedures, automations, workflows, like building your business from the ground up so that you don't have to feel all the weight of the decisions on your shoulders. It just makes a huge difference in lightening, like I don't even know the word for it, just the spaciousness that you can feel when it comes to having to make a decision then, right? Like, okay, I didn't have to decide 12 different things today. I have one thing I need to decide. That's that. So putting those in place and building that from the ground up, it just gives you so much more lightness around the leadership and that you can actually step into that role and lead your team and be a mentor for your team, be a mentor for your clients, rather than having to feel like, okay, I have to do all these, tasks on my to-do list today, plus make all these decisions, plus now I don't have time to go pick up my kids from school today, better find somebody to do that. So you just remove, most of, not all of it's not all perfect all the time, but you just remove so much cognitive load from yourself.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Hey, Cerice, what does self-leadership mean? And can you expand on that a little bit?
Self-leadership, at least for me, and the beauty of it is that you can define it for yourself. But for me, it's having your own back, like doing the things that set yourself up for success so that you have the space to be fully present in the things that you're doing, whether it's work related or in your personal life. It is having the discipline to do those things that set you up for success, knowing that, when you have to rely on, say, building out your systems, it gives you that peace, that sense of spaciousness that Leah was talking about. And also showing up for yourself with integrity. That's one of my core values in my own life and in what we do in Soul Soothing Co. But showing up and doing the things that you say you're going to do so that you are a trustworthy person, not only to others, but to yourself. And I think a lot of people struggle with that, the accountability to themselves. Like women have a very strong degree of accountability to other people, but we tend to put ourselves last. And when we do that, we don't show up as our best, and we can't really be there for the people we love and, for our clients as well at our best capacity. So that to me is self-leadership.
Hey, Leah, what is operational clarity and how might it create more creative and energetic freedom for women, especially?
Oh, operational clarity is when you have, okay, you've got your things that you do in your business on a daily basis, on a regular basis, whatever that is, and you can take that, hire a new team member, and say, here's your tasks to do, give them all the documentation they need to do it, and they should be able to just go and do it as a new person in your business. You should have such good documentation about these repeatable processes, whether it's client onboarding, whether it's customer service policies, how you run your meetings, right? Like creating a meeting agenda for the week. All of those things, when you have the clarity around the system that like exactly how it should be done, A, B, C, D, and you can just let that go, you've got operational clarity.
Okay. Very nice. So I think people listening are probably asking, okay, I'm buying in. I just need to learn how to build a system. So let's talk about the three clear stages of business system maturity. Cerice, why don't you tell us what those are and how a founder can recognize where she is right now?
Yeah. So the three stages of business maturity are, stage one is like we talked about as we started, everything lives in the founder's head. It's a reactionary state of business and state of being where, every time something comes up, you've got to go, well, how did I handle that last time? How is this person going to react if I do this thing? Oh, I don't remember how I did that process. Now I've got to go spend a bunch of time trying to figure it out and reinvent the wheel. And it's draining. It's draining for the founder. It's draining for if they have a team, it's draining for their team, and it shows up as messy to your clients. So, you might do one thing one way with a client, at one point in time, and then 6 months later forgot how you did it and reinvent it. And the client goes, well, wait a minute, that doesn't track with what we did last time. Stage two is where you actually have most, if not all, of your processes documented. You have systems in place that, guide your business, but most of it is manual, old documents. Sometimes they don't get updated, and so you're working from processes that are 8 months out of date because nobody has time to update them or forgot to, or, policies changed. And then the third stage of business is AI enhanced, which is one of the things that we actually specialize in Soul Soothing Co. is being able to take all of your business context. So whether you have processes yet or not, taking all of the things that live rent free in the founder's head, your vision, your mission, your ideal clients, your offers, all of it in documentation, and creating processes that leverage that information along with AI to speed things up, and putting it into contextual knowledge for any AI large language model. So we're talking Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, any of those where it can live and be accessed by anyone on your team, and speed up efficiency, speed up accuracy or increase accuracy, reduce the back and forth between founder and team members. So everyone has access to the same information 24/7. That's when a business can really not only scale easily, but scale exponentially. And that is, especially for women business owners, I think going to be the hugest part of the AI revolution, is reducing cognitive overload, allowing you to scale in a peaceful, easy, sustainable way.
So let's say maybe there's somebody out there who's in that stage, and they know that they should start using AI, but they're like, I'm not a coder, or I'm not a computer expert. I don't even know where to start. Should they be intimidated by that?
No, not at all. First of all, it's as simple as putting things down into documents, and it can live in a Google Doc or Word or whatever. And there are simple, easy ways to put that information, just drag and drop it into AI, and also very easy to build custom GPTs or cloud projects. Secondly, that's something that we help our clients with. We have a community that we have just launched. It's called the Soul Soothing Business Circle. And basically, that is a big part of what we do, is we help women with their, freedom of, or simplifying their life and their mind, systematizing their business. So getting all of that contextual information, and then teaching them how to do that within AI. And then also giving them support in what comes after building that spaciousness in your business, because that can also be intimidating. But we make it easy. We give people support. We teach you how, all of that.
Hey, Leah, what shifts when a business evolves from everything living in the founder's head to maybe being AI supported and team empowered?
I mean, as a founder, it gives you the why you built your business. You built a business to not be handcuffed to a 9 to 5, but now your business, everything lives in your head, so you're handcuffed to your business. So then what was the point? Like, you might as well go work for someone else. And so it gives you the ability to actually let your business support your life. So you get to hire a really wonderful team who you feel good about supporting and wanting to provide for them, and give them a really wonderful life, that they enjoy work and they enjoy their life and have a great balance. And then you give them all the context that they need to actually do their job really well. It is so frustrating for team members who have to submit something and be like, I don't really know if this is right or not, and then their boss be like, this is not at all but why couldn't you figure that out? I know, but why don't you know? Well, they don't have the context that they need. And so that frustration of that feedback loop, it doesn't, again, not everything's perfect, but it gets eliminated in this way that they actually have access to all the things that they need to be supported, to feel like they can get it right the first time without having to go and bother someone over Slack, or feel like, they're constantly sending messages and questions. And so not only does it give the founder the ability to get that out of their head and into a space where it's easily accessible, but it also then gives the team the support that they've been kind of craving and looking for, of how can I do my job better? How can I do my job easier? How do I do it with less mistakes, and without feeling like, I'm failing every time because I don't have the information that I need in order to do it well.
Okay. So Cerice, a founder, realizes she's ready to move on, and she's in the process now of trying to turn what's in her head into structure that her team can run with. You often say that clarity is a system. What does that mean in practice?
So clarity as a system is basically, if you can document it and give clarity, not only is it going to be something that it's basically, it's a roadmap. It's, where are you now? What do you need to get done? Where do you need to go? what's the path to get there, and it reduces the friction. So system is clarity, clarity is system. And also in the horse training world, because everybody in our company are all three founders, we're all horsewomen, we have this saying that's kicked around in the horse industry, that clarity is kindness. And it's kindness to yourself, it's kindness to your team, it's kindness to your clients, because it takes away all of the chronic friction and stress that comes with running a business when you don't have things documented.
So, if I've got a million things to do and I just got to do them, I probably don't feel like documenting it. Like, okay, now I got to write everything down. Leah, how does documenting your processes or building business DNA actually protect, a founder's vision and values as the team grows?
Yeah, I know it's painful when we say like start writing stuff down, but it's going to save you so much time in the long run. And not only is documenting these things important, but then, and we haven't talked quite yet about automation, but once you've documented the process and it's a repeatable process, you can 100% go find a way to automate that process. So you document it one time, I never say go out and automate everything right away. You need to test the process first and make sure that it's actually repeatable, it works for you, it's what you want, because otherwise you go back and have to make changes. So you write it down, you tweak it, you refine it, you make it what you want, and then you go and you build an automation that takes over the task for you. And it's wonderful because then you just let it go. Then it's not yours anymore. You don't have to own it. You set it up so that it's running on its own. You don't have to think about it. It's a repeatable, like you're delivering the same outcome every time. So your client onboarding, they're not getting different onboarding instructions. They're not getting different, well, this person did it this way, and now I'm doing it this way for this person. It just makes everything so much more stress-free. I know in the background of our business, I've built automations that are just running and I don't have to think about it. I don't have to touch it. I don't have to think about it. And it's always funny because we'll be sitting in a team meeting sometimes and it's like, well, do we have this? And I'll go and I'll be like, I don't actually know. And we go back and we're like, yeah, we do have that in place. It's been running. People have been getting the emails. It's working great. And we're like, wow, love it. Great. Move on. So it's such a nice, like, uh, when you just realize it's like finding $20 in your pocket, like, dang, that's a good day. That's a good day that this is already built and working, and I don't even have to think about it anymore.
Yeah, yeah, very nice. So then, what changes kind of in the founder's role, Cerice, once the systems is not kind of in their brain, but the systems hold the rhythm, not their brain.
Mm-hmm. I mean, one of the biggest things that changes is innovation. You started a business because you wanted to set out to do something very specific. And, depending on how long you've run your business, things change. You have ideas that could improve your business, but when everything's living in your head, you're operating in chaos, you don't have the time to take advantage of that inspiration, that innovation, update your business, explore new opportunities. That's another thing, is we've talked to women who have a successful business and maybe they have some of their stuff processized, but not enough of it. And they have ideas for 2 or 3 other businesses that they would love to explore, but they can't because they're trapped in the operations of their business. So that freedom gives you room to explore new things, to take time off, to go on vacation with your friends and your family and enjoy life and experience levity and playfulness again, or to pursue new ambitions. So yeah.
I know you both have been early adopters of AI in a way that feels kind of, deeply human. Let's talk about how that AI integration actually looks when it's done right. Leah, I've heard it said that AI should amplify human intelligence but not replace it. What do you think that looks like in a real business?
We feel very strongly in Soul Soothing Co. that AI should not be, it shouldn't be, I'm going to fire my assistant now because I have a AI workflow that can do it for me. That feels yucky. It's not going to go well for humanity if that's the way that we look at, I can make more money because AI can do it for me now. So for us, it's about supporting your team, lifting them up, giving them the tools, the resources, the context that they need to do their jobs really well. And not just to say, okay, you can do this task now in half the time because you have AI. Let me load you up with 17 more tasks because your day just got lighter. But to say, good job. Okay, that's great. You go take that extra 30 minutes that you just freed up in your time and go walk your dog, go have a lunch, like go do whatever you want. I don't care. Do what you want. Because it just it's not about how can we make everything faster AI-ified. Like that just it's not going to work for the future of the world in general. So it really is about lifting up your team, giving them all the things that they need to work better. And we talk about that we use LLMs as part of as our Amplify offer and coaching on how to allow your teams to use the LLMs with all the context with the business DNA. And that is a sustainable way to use AI at the moment, right? Like if you go and build a bunch of AI workflows and tomorrow those AI workflows in 8N or whatever you're using have now changed, you need a person who's going to go in there and update those workflows and fix those bugs that they're having or fix the bug that's going on within the customer service bot. They're not quite there yet. And so by using the LLMs with your business DNA built into it, you're using a system that is not going to fail you at any given moment, right? You built it, you're letting the AI kind of lift you up instead of just putting all the weight on the AI and saying, I'm going to hope it's going to work.
So, Cerice, you already said that founders shouldn't feel intimidated by AI, but maybe they believe that it's easy, but then you hear things like AI workflows and LLMs and all this stuff. It's like I'm overwhelmed already. What's the most natural and accessible place to start for somebody who is just starting out with AI?
Yeah, so it is as simple as having a conversation. So when we refer to LLMs, what that means is it's a large language model. So we're talking ChatGPT, we're talking Claude, and most people prefer ChatGPT in our experience. It is as simple as setting up an account and having a conversation. It has voice mode. You can type into it. You can do speech to text, all natively built in. And literally, you can ask it anything. Say to it, act as a business strategist. I need to start documenting my processes. Guide me through the process. That's it. Just ask it to help you in any way, shape, or form that you want it to, and it will start asking you questions, prompting you, guiding you through the process.
And you don't have
and
to
then you
speak in
just
some
capture
technical
things.
language?
Yeah, no technical language. Just talk to it like a human being. You can, if you want to, get really nerdy, like I do, and give it some back-end instructions. Just normal, like talk to me like I'm a friend, or, take on the persona of this book character when you have conversations with me. Speak to me only in Old English. Like you can get as silly as you want with it on the back end, but it is programmed just to talk to you like a human being.
Nice. So Leah, how does integrating AI systems make a business more scalable or even sellable in the long run?
Well, when we talk about sellable, a business really isn't sellable if it has no processes or systems. How are you supposed to hand that off to a new CEO, a new owner, and then they go, like, what am I supposed to do with this? And so having your processes documented, having your processes automated automatically makes your business more sellable when you're ready to do that, right? And that's why everybody should be building their business with that kind of thought in mind of if I want to sell this business at any given time, I can. Doesn't mean you have to, but you have the option to. Scalable really is that kind of touching back to what Cerice said about being able to innovate is that if you get rid of these operational tasks that you're doing on a daily basis, you have the brain space to strategize, to work with a team who can help you strategize, to come up with new ideas, to explore new opportunities, to explore new offers, explore new ways to help your clients. That freedom in your brain is so valuable to being able to actually start down a new path if that's what you want to do. Or now you've got these systems in place, you have the ability to onboard 20 new clients a month. Previously, you could only onboard one because it took all of your time and energy and your team's time and energy to do that. And so you make these systems that are scalable. So now you can bring on more clients, you can sell more courses, you can send more emails. You can have a nurture sequence that's happening in the back end so that you sell to more clients in your sleep. Like those things, when people say them, and it's a pipe dream, right? Like, yeah, you're gonna sell in your sleep. You can do that if you actually set it up and find the right marketing and find the right lead generation. Once you set that up, it's possible. It's 100% possible. So, if you're not, but if you're doing everything manually, then it's really not. So, um, yeah, scalability and ability, if that's a word, are two huge parts of why documenting is and creating standard operating procedures are so important and should be a huge motivation behind building those things.
So not only are those things great for the business, but they also hopefully give the founder peace. Let's talk
Absolutely.
about peace as a performance metric. One of the things that sets your approach apart is how you design systems that regulate rather than drain women founders. Cerice, how do you define operational peace, and why does it matter as much as profitability?
So within our own business, we have something called the Monday morning test, which is basically Sunday night, you're getting ready to go to work in the morning to start your day. Do you feel good about it? Or are you stressed out of your mind, worried about what's coming down the pipeline, thinking about the things you didn't get done last week, in a general sense of ick or panic or feeling completely overwhelmed and burned out? Our goal for our clients is to set them up so that on Sunday night, they think about going to work and they're like, cool, I get to go do cool things with cool people that I feel deeply passionate about, and I'm happy to do it, and not to feel this overwhelming pressure. I was actually just earlier today thinking about writing a blog post about the art of juggling, which is something that our clients, women in general, do every single day naturally, natively. But when your business is in chaos, you start to have that person on the sidelines just chucking random things into your juggling act, and you never quite know what that object is going to be that you're juggling. Is it going to be a bowling pin? Is it going to be a ball? Is it going to be a scarf? Is it going to be, a machete? You don't know. But when you have your systems in place, your business is running smoothly, you just go about doing your daily work and it feels smooth and easy. And, yeah, occasionally you're going to get a curveball thrown at you, but, sorry about mixing metaphors, but, it makes it all manageable. You can respond rather than reacting. And that's such a beautiful place to be, to sit back and go, how do I feel about this? What's the best course of action to take? What makes the most sense? What's going to have the outcome I want? Cool, let's do it.
Hey, Leah, is there maybe like a common misconception about systems or AI that you'd like to clear up for women founders?
One that I've seen a lot is that people jump to AI because they feel like that's the next thing for them to do. And they don't have the system there yet in order to do that. Or they don't even have to jump to AI. That's a simple automation that we could build in Zapier and go high level, whatever it is. There's this middle piece. I mean, the front piece is oftentimes missing. Then the middle piece of the automation is also missing, and then AI is kind of the finish line. And they are all jumping to, I have to AIify everything in my business right now, or I'm going to get left behind. And all that ends up happening is they create kind of a bigger mess than what they had in the first place, because now they've got ChatGPT writing their emails and sending them off without approval, and now their client just got told that they're going to be refunded $10,000. Like whatever that is, that that catastrophic thing that could happen. And so it's this misconception of I have to put AI into my business. And it's like, well, actually, you probably just need to put some automations into your business, and that's going to free up a lot of time for you to then strategize on how do we now add the AI into the business and do that piece of it. Because there are tons and tons of really helpful AI softwares out there that can help scale and everything. But it's super overwhelming when all those things are in front of you. Your back end is a total mess, and you're trying to now figure out how can I jam this into the back end to make it better? When really what you need to do is get organized. So,
Sure. So
I'd love to
let's
actually throw in
yeah,
one
yeah.
more thing to that. The other biggest thing that, you know, people we have seen is people taking the output from AI at face value. And there's the expression of garbage in, garbage out. So if you don't give it good contextual information and give it guardrail. So yes, talking to AI is super easy. It's non-intimidating, but you actually have to be the leader or the parent in the relationship. You have to have your critical thinking cap on and think about what it is giving you rather than just going, cool, AI knows everything and I'm done. And it just created 3 different names for the offer that I'm trying to promote. And I'm not going to fact check that, or it's giving me statistics that I don't know if they're accurate or not. So, one of the biggest things is, and this is why we advocate for a business DNA profile, building the context around your business and then learning if you're going to use it for business purposes. Give it the information for the task you want to complete up front and give it very specific instructions. Don't hallucinate, don't make things up. If there are any questions about what I am giving you, ask me questions, don't assume. It needs guardrails because it is the ultimate people pleaser. It just wants to make the user happy. And for a business, you are ultimately responsible for the information you put out there. So you need to be critical.
So let's say somebody's listening and this concept of operational freedom sounds great, but they're thinking, I don't have it and I don't know where to start. Where should they?
Call us, book a call. Yeah, it's as simple as that. You know, you can by all means go open up a ChatGPT window and say, hey, you know, my business is in chaos, coach me through it. But you can also hop over to our website, soulsoothingco.com, book a call with us. We offer our membership, we offer one-on-one coaching, we offer done for you services on building out your DNA profile. We can help with all of that, and we can just point you in the right direction as an act of goodwill.
So Leah, let's say somebody calls you, but maybe they still are in kind of like a non-systems type mindset. What's the biggest internal shift a founder needs to make before she can truly let systems hold her?
In my opinion, it's being able to let things go and to be able to trust that what you have put into place is going to hold your business. It's going to work. You trust your team, you trust the automations, and being able, delegate, and just like it's really hard to let go. You've built this baby and you're like, well, this is I want to love it and protect it, and I don't want to send it off into the world to get ruined. And so having the sovereignty to be like, no, I have trust and I have faith that this is going to work, and let it go.
So I guess a question for both of you, Cerice, you can start. What does freedom mean to you now, as women or as operators and as leaders in the AI era?
That's a really great question. And for me, it is choice and peace of mind. You know, it's looking at our business and going, okay, we have all of these options in front of us. Let's pick a direction and go with it. Let's pick a team member and try them out. And knowing that we have built the infrastructure to support our ability to choose. It's also the ability to choose, you know what? I have this many things to do today, and I need a nap because I am mentally and physically exhausted for whatever reason. And knowing that you have built enough spaciousness in your business to take care of the needs of your mind and body. And then also to enjoy life and find that spirit of playfulness again, and really being present instead of constantly doing.
What about you, Leah? What does freedom mean to you now?
I'm gonna piggyback off of Cerise's being present and not constantly doing like that. It's the ability to like sit down and have dinner with your spouse, with your family, with your friends, and not be worried in the back of your mind about like, oh God, I have to send this email to that one person and I really don't want to, or I have to figure out how I'm gonna make finances work next month because I have to pay this person and I can't do this. So having the ability and the spaciousness that you've built a business that you really love and that it works and it runs itself, and now you have this like you've built a beautiful life that you can actually love and enjoy and be present for, instead of constantly working 80, 90 hour weeks because working until midnight on Friday because you have to get the brief out or you have to do this. That just is has always felt so yucky to me, and I've never understood why you'd want to do that. And if you do, good for you. It's just not my thing. And so that's being able to take a Friday afternoon off because it's a beautiful day and everything is taken care of in the business. And now I get to go and spend some time outside. I get to go, do whatever it is that you enjoy doing. I get to go get my nails done. I get to go whatever. Though those things um, are so important to me, but also being proud of what you built and looking back and looking at your business that that you're providing for a team that does a really good job, that they really enjoy what they do, that you're supporting clients in a way that feels really good and that you're not taking advantage of people. You're actually providing support and help and creating a space of love and trust. And that just to me is everything.
Sure. Yeah, I can imagine. Hey, thanks so much, guys. This has been very interesting and valuable. Thanks for your time and your experience and your insights. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Chad. We appreciate it.
So long,
Thanks,
everybody.
Chad.